Good morning, world. This is, well, I guess it's afternoon. Yeah, it's 12:02. This is David Tashrudian with ADU1, and today we'll be talking about SB9 and some specific provisions that are related to urban lot splits and two-unit developments in two cities in Southern California that have so far adopted the ordinance. I was really hoping that at the beginning of the year, some of the larger cities like Los Angeles or Long Beach would have issued their ordinance, but I was unable to find those as of yet. But I did find that the cities of Redondo Beach and of Hermosa Beach have issued their emergency ordinance in order to get ahead of SB9 and mitigate the negative impact that the rules might have on those specific coastal cities. And those are actually great cities to be in because the rent is amazing, of course, considering the proximity to the beach. So I think if you own property out in the South Bay, Redondo Beach, or Hermosa Beach, this will be very informative, and hopefully it will give you an idea of ways to maximize the use of your property. So what I thought I'd do today is go over the specific ordinances for both Redondo Beach and Hermosa Beach. They're very similar, and except for one particular aspect, and let me make note of that here so I can talk about that. That's going to be the size of the permitted dwellings that you can add onto your property under SB9. So that'll be one of the major differences. But aside from that, these two ordinances are pretty similar, if not identical. So we'll go over them. And without further ado, let's start. Let me start by sharing my screen here and getting into, let's get into the ordinances. So let's start with Redondo Beach. I'll move all the way to the top here. So the ordinance that was issued by the city of Redondo Beach is actually an urgency ordinance here. You can see that up at the top. It's an interim emergency urgent ordinance that the city passed in order to get ahead of some of the negative impacts that the city is claiming is going to negative impacts that the city is claiming are going to come down as a result of SB9. And I won't go through all of these preamble statements here, but I've got a couple of them highlighted, and you can see how antagonistic the city is towards SB9. We'll go here. We'll start here. Whereas on January 19th, 2021, with the concurrence of the mayor, the city of council approved this particular resolution, which opposed SB9. So from the very get-go, the city was opposed to the urban lot splits and the two-unit project developments. And they even state that here in their urgency ordinance. Their urgency ordinance goes on to say, and let me zoom in here so that it's a little bit easier to read. Maybe this will make it a little bit easier for you guys to read. All right, there we are. So still on the preamble stuff here, the city council recites that it finds that SB9 was passed without serious study or consideration of the potential impact related to character of single-family residential neighborhoods. So again, very antagonistic to the urban lot splits and the two-unit developments. And you can see here that the city council goes on to recite that they find that SB9 was passed without consideration of the many efforts the city of Redondo Beach has taken to address housing affordability. So what they're saying here is that we don't need SB9, but we're forced to sort of implement it, and that's what we're going to do here by this urgent resolution. So let's get down onto the resolution itself here. We'll move on to the resolution. Here it is at the very end. Here is Exhibit A to the emergency, or rather the urgency resolution. And this is going to be the portion of the municipal code for the city of Redondo Beach that relates to urban lot splits. So remember, under SB9, we have sort of two different aspects. We have, number one, the urban lot split, which is splitting a residential lot into two separate and saleable lots. And we've also got the 2-unit developments. So we'll be talking about the urban lot split specifically here, and let's talk about it. So the ordinance starts off talking about the purpose, and the purpose of the ordinance is to comply with Government Code Section 66411.7, which again was the government code section that was added to the government code by SB9. And it defines what an urban lot split is here. So the definition is a subdivision of an existing legally subdivided lot into no more than 2 new parcels. Now, this is a very, very important aspect of the city's ordinance under this Section A of application here. What it says is that only individual property owners may apply for an urban lot split. So what they're trying to do here is prevent partnerships, limited liability companies, C Corps, and S Corps from applying for urban lot splits. So, for example, if your property is held in some sort of entity, whether it be a partnership, an LLC, or a corporation, you will not be able to take advantage of the urban lot split rules. And I guess this was a way for the city to sort of prevent. Excuse me, I dropped my pen. City to prevent corporate interests from taking on, from purchasing properties and splitting them and creating urban infill for profit. So keep that in mind. If you're going to apply for an urban lot split, you're going to have to be an individual. You could also, or a natural person rather, holding title to the property. I think it says here somewhere that a urban lot split. Let's see here. I think if you're a trustee of a trust that holds, let's say for example you have a living trust and your property is held by the title to your property rather is held by your living trust. I think as the trustee you'll be able to apply for an urban lot split. All right, under approval here, excuse me. Under approval here, an application for a parcel map or urban lot split must be approved or denied ministerially. This is in conformity with the rules that came down from the legislature. So this matches what was passed on the state level. That's all fine. Sort of going through this and really highlighting the important stuff here for you guys. So as was required by the state statute, the lots to be split must be single-family residentially zoned lots only. So in the city of Redondo Beach, if you have an R1 or an R1A single-family residential lot, then you can take advantage of a lot split. As far as lot location, I won't go through each of these itemized locations here. I think I did that in a separate email, in a separate webinar. Essentially, the lot locations are going to, well, at least the prohibition on lot locations and lot splits are going to be those same prohibitions that are found in the statute. I think what's really important here is to take a look at subsection E here. You're prohibited from doing a lot split within a delineated earthquake fault zone. However, there is a caveat here where under the Redondo Beach ordinance, you can do an urban lot split within a delineated earthquake fault zone, so long as all of the development on site complies with applicable seismic protection building code standards. So let's say, for example, you have a house that was built in the 1920s somewhere in Redondo Beach, and you want to do an urban lot split and build a second home on the back part of the lot. You can do that so long as both the existing home and the new home comply with applicable seismic protection building standards. So what you probably have to do in your existing home is just bolt and brace it to the existing foundation to comply with the current building codes. So I was very surprised to see that, because the state statute was explicit that if you're within a delineated earthquake fault zone, that you'd be prohibited from doing an urban lot split, but that's not the case here. Moving on, let's see what else is important. I've got all that stuff highlighted here. Okay, lot size. I think this is very important to sort of point out again. The state statute was also very clear that the individual municipalities must allow lots to be split so that the resulting lots, well, rather, I guess the state statute is in conformity with what we've got here at the municipal level. So the lots to be split must be at least 2,400 square feet. So if you have a lot that's smaller than 2,400 square feet, I don't even know if those exist in the city of Redondo Beach, then you can't split your lot. And each resulting lot split must be at least 1,200 square feet, again, straight from the state statute. And as far as the size of the resulting lots, they must be between 60 to 40% of the original lot area. And that's in conformity with the state statute as well. I didn't highlight this information here about easements. If you'd like, you can take a look at those on your own. This I thought was very interesting. Subsection 10 here, lot access. So each resulting lot must adjoin the public right-of-way, which I thought was very interesting. So let's say, for example, you've got a long lot, a deep lot that's say 50 feet wide by 150 feet deep. If your existing home is only on the first third and you have a huge backyard, you cannot just split the back lot. You're going to have to provide for access to the adjoining public right-of-way. This could be either through easement, or actually no, it can't, because the resulting lot must adjoin. So essentially, you'll have to provide what's called a flag lot, or you'd have to make it so that the rear lot does touch the public right-of-way, and it must touch the public right-of-way by at least 20 feet here under subsection 10B. So if you do have a large backyard that you want to split into do an urban lot split with, you'll have to create a flag lot with at least 20 feet of frontage for the new lot. As far as separate conveyances within a resulting lot, so let's say, for example, you take your large lot, you split it into two, you build two homes on each of the lots, one on the front lot, one on the back lot. You will not be able to separately convey the two homes, either of the two homes on each of the lots, but you will be able to separately convey the two homes on the resulting lots. So they are separately saleable lots, but the individual homes on each lot are not separately saleable. That's, again, in conformity with the state statute. Regulation of uses, again, residential use only. This was very interesting that they put the fact that you can't have any short-term rentals on urban lot splits, so no Airbnbs. And there's also an owner occupancy requirement. So the owner occupancy requirement on the urban lot split level was written into the statute. I find it very interesting as we get down to the next portion about 2-unit developments, that the owner occupancy requirement in the city of Redondo Beach carries over to the 2-unit sort of application and provision of SB9, which wasn't in the statute. The statute didn't say that, if you're doing 2 units on a single lot pursuant to SB9, that you'd also have to enter into an owner occupancy deed restriction. But in the city of Redondo Beach, you do. I don't know if that's going to fly, so we'll see, and I'll get to that a little bit more later down here. I thought this was also interesting. The city of Redondo Beach and the city of Hermosa Beach, when we get to it, they both have specific provisions in their statute saying that if a city official finds a specific adverse impact, and specific adverse impact is actually defined in the government code, of the proposed lot split, then they can deny it. The statute was fairly clear, saying that the urban lot splits must be approved ministerially without a public hearing. But here, it looks like there could be a basis for denial if there is a specific adverse impact. I know a lot of you have been asking about coastal regulations. Here you can see that they apply in full. So that's your answer there. And that was it with respect to urban lot splits. Now here is where it gets a little bit more interesting. and this is what I really like about the SB9 statute, is the 2-unit project aspect of the statute. So let's say, for example, you can't split your lot, but you have a large lot and you want to put 2 units. You have the option now of taking advantage of either SB9 to build that second unit or the ADU rules. And I'll get into why SB9 might be a little bit more beneficial when we go through the statute a little bit more. So here under the ordinance, the purpose is stated here, under subsection A. A definition is provided for you under subsection B. And here under subsection C1 for application, very similar to how we had the urban lot splits limited to natural persons making the application, same goes here. If you want to take advantage of a second unit under SB9, you've got to do it as an individual. You cannot do it as a corporate entity. So partnership, LP, a limited partnership, an LLC, a C Corp, S Corp, etc. Any of those kinds of entities are not allowed to take advantage of SB9 for that second unit, which is a little bit different because from the ADU statute, because the ADU statute doesn't have the same sort of, or the ADU ordinance rather, in these cities does not have the same sort of restriction. Again, the zones R1 or R1A, single family zones only. Sort of going through here kind of quick. All right, here we are. Unit standards, quantity. This is where it gets very interesting here. So if you have, if you want to take advantage of SB9 and build 2 units on your property, you can do that. That's great. If you want to split your lot first and build 2 units on each lot, you can do that as well. So the potential for turning an existing lot into an existing single-family home into a fourplex is there. You can do that. But here's where I think it gets really interesting. Let's say, for example, you do not want to split your lot, or you don't have the ability to split your lot because of the right-of-way requirement, or the requirement that the lot adjoins the public right-of-way, and you can't do that. What you can do is build a second unit under SB9 and create an ADU, and that's here under unit standards, subsection A2. A lot that is not created by an urban lot split lot, so that's an existing lot, may have a 2-unit project under this section, plus an ADU or junior ADU that must be allowed under the state law and the city's ADU ordinance. So even if you don't want to split your lot, you can still create up to 3 units on your existing single-family home. Lot, rather. Lot coverage, the city's existing lot coverage standards shall apply. So this is your FAR rules. They are going to apply here. However, if you're maxed out on your FAR, you'll still be able to do what's probably called a state exemption SB9 unit that's at least 800 square feet large. You're also going to have outdoor living space requirements that are going to have to be met. So the city has outdoor living space requirements as far as square footage. They're going to have to be complied with. However, if you don't have enough outdoor living square footage, you can still create at least an 800 square foot second unit rather. Here's something that I found very interesting that wasn't in the state statute but is in the city statute. You're going to have to provide at least one 24-inch box tree for every dwelling unit on the site. So you're going to have to provide new trees to address increased density and the heat island effects of the developments. And if you remove mature trees with a trunk diameter of 6 inches or greater, you're going to have to replace those. Here is I highlighted these 2 subsections G and H, and I underlined them because I thought they were very important. In the city of Redondo Beach, if you want to take advantage of SB9 and build a second unit, the unit cannot exceed 800 square feet. All right. Under the ADU law, it's a little bit different, but here in the city of Redondo Beach, 800 square feet is the maximum, and the height limit is 16 feet or less. If there's anything else. Oh, okay. Here we are. As far as setbacks, you've got to comply with the existing with the city's setback requirements. There is an exception that no setback is required for an existing legally established structure or for a new structure that is constructed in the same location and to the same dimensions as an existing legally established structure. So let's say, for example, you have an existing garage that's in disrepair and want to knock it down, but that garage is on the 0 lot line. You can now knock it down, build a new garage or a new unit in the place of that garage and keep the 0 lot line. Parking, you don't have to. You have to provide at least one off-street parking space per unit, unless you're within a 1/2 mile walking distance of either high-quality transit, major transit, or a car share vehicle, which is very similar to the ADU rules. Here, as far as utilities, each primary dwelling unit on the lot must have its own direct utility connection to the utility service provider, which is a little bit different from ADUs. With ADUs, as far as the sewer, you're able to tie the sewer into the existing home sewer at the front of the house. So you didn't have to have that separate hookup to the city sewer, which makes a big difference because hooking up to the city sewer can get expensive. Here's another provision that the city of Redondo Beach has. If pursuant to this section, more than one unit is developed on a single lot, so you're taking advantage of SB9 to build a second unit, one of the units shall be available at a rental rate affordable to low-income tenants if it is rented. So you've got to provide low-income housing, low-income rental rates if you take advantage of SB9 and build a second unit. Regulation of use. Here again, residential only, no short-term rentals, owner occupancy requirements. And I think that's it for the city of Redondo Beach. So let's move on to the city of Hermosa Beach. Like I said, the city of Hermosa Beach is going to be fairly similar. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see here. That might be a little easier. Okay, there we are. The city of Hermosa Beach. Let's go up to the top here. Like I said, the city of Hermosa Beach has a very similar ordinance. It doesn't have all of the preamble stuff that the city of Redondo Beach had, talking about how they oppose this and how they dislike SB9 so much, how it's rushed through. So we'll get straight to the ordinance itself. Again, here application, only individual property owners apply for an urban lot split. Oh, I should go back. We're talking about urban lot splits only, and then we'll talk about the development a little bit later. So only individual property owners may apply for an urban lot splits. Again, corporations, partnerships, and other entities are not allowed to take advantage of the urban lot split rules. Aerial review and approval of the application. I think I should point out also in both cities, the application must be on a form that's required by the city. Let's see, what else do we have here? The lot to be split must be in a single family residential zone. Prohibitions are the same as those in the state statutes. Same thing here with respect to delineated earthquake fault zones. If you're within an earthquake fault zone, you can still develop an SB9 plan and lot split, so long as all developments on the site comply with the applicable seismic protection, the seismic protections afforded by the building code. Lot size, sort of same deal as we had at the state statute. Here, we also have more restrictions with respect to the public right. Existing lots with a minimum width of 50 feet shall result in 2 lots with a minimum of 25 feet in width along the public right-of-way for each lot. So each lot was to join the public right-of-way. Again, the flag lot scenario. If you got a large piece of property in the back, you want to split your lot so that you've got the backyard as the resultant lot. You've got to provide a plan for a flag lot, and each lot must have at least 25 feet of width along the public right of way. Lot access here, again, talking about how lots created with a minimum of 25 feet in width shall each adjoin the public right of way. Unit standards. No more than 2 dwelling units of any kind may be built on a lot that results from an urban lot split. So let's say, for example, you split your lot. You've got 2 resultant lots. You can only build a fourplex across those 4, or only build 4 units across those 2 lots. Separate conveyance, same rules as the state and as Redondo Beach. You can separately convey the lots themselves, but not the individual homes on the lots. No short-term rentals. Owner occupancy again applies here for lot splits. That's the same restriction that we have in the state statutes. Specific adverse impacts, the same as Redondo Beach. If there's a specific adverse impact, as that term is defined in the government code, then the city may deny your application. Coastal regulations apply in full. And then let's go down to the 2-unit projects. 2-unit projects, again, my favorite. Definition here means the development of 2 primary dwelling units, or if there is already a primary dwelling unit on a lot, the development of a second primary dwelling unit on a legally subdivided lot in accordance with the requirements of this section. Only individual property owners may apply for the 2-unit project. The same deal, corps and entities cannot. Ministerial approval. Must be in an R1 single family residential zone. Got that part. Unit standards, here we go. So if unit standards and unit size. So no more than 2 dwelling units of any kind may be built on a lot that results from an urban lot split. Just like I've been saying, you split your lot, you've got a maximum of 4 units. However, subsection A2 here, a lot that is not created by an urban lot split may have a 2-unit project under this section, just like we talked about, plus any ADU or junior ADU that must be allowed. So you can have up to 3 units on these lots. And if you count the JADU, probably 4 units on a lot that split. This is amazing. The unit size, at least 800 square feet. I'll leave this up to you guys. You guys can take a look at this. Lot coverage and open space requirements also apply, but here's the big difference. In Redondo Beach, you're limited to a maximum of 800 square feet. Here, there is no maximum building size under subsections D. So long as you comply with your lot coverage requirement and the open space requirement, you can have as large of a lot of a second dwelling as you wish. Setbacks also apply. So the residential zone setbacks apply, but if you can't build at least an 800 square foot unit with those existing setbacks, there's going to be an exception so that you can build at least 800 square feet. Same deal with existing structures, parking, basically the same rules as the ADUs. And the use is regulated as well, residential only, no short-term rentals. Owner occupancy, I don't like this. A lot was formed by an urban lot split. The individual property owners of a lot with a 2-unit project must occupy one of the dwellings. I'm not sure how legal that is. That's not in the state statute, so we'll see if that gets challenged. And yeah, here it is. If the lot is not created by an urban lot split, there must be owner occupancy requirements, and that's it. Yeah, so I'll X out of here. Close all tabs, sure. And we'll stop sharing our screen. So there we go. That was a quick breakdown and a quick sort of analysis of the SB9 emergency ordinances in both the city of Redondo Beach and the city of Hermosa Beach. If you got any questions about any specifics, feel free to call us here at the office. what's the phone number here? We've got so many phone numbers. I don't even know how to get how you guys get through to us. You can try 866 new ADU1. You can call us at our retrofit number 844 4 retro 1. You can call us at our balcony number 323 balcony 1. You can call us here at our repipe 1 number 866 repipe 1. However you want to do it, give us a call. I'm here every day. You can talk to us. You can talk to me. You can talk to Julia in the office. You can talk to Maria. You can get Helen on the line as well. We're always here to answer your questions. So you can also email us or reach out to us on our website, and we're happy to help. So without further ado, let me see in the chat here. Oh, there is. Oh my gosh. There's a lot in the chat here. Oh, it looks like we have our phone number in the chat. Felix, I don't know what that means. Arturo, some other stuff in the chat that I don't really understand. So without any specific questions, I'm going to let you guys all go. So I appreciate the time that you spent taking a look, and I look forward to talking to everybody soon. Thank you, and we'll be back later.